Good afternoon, Milan. Thank you so much for joining me today. Super excited to chat with you about all things entrepreneurship, your brands, motherhood, womanhood. I was telling your team there's just so much depth to your story. I didn't even know like where to start, where to begin. So we'll just first start by asking you, how are you doing like right now in this very moment?
In this very moment, busy. I don't look half of what's going on in my mind. Literally so much work.
So
But I'm blessed. So
yes, yes. And well, look, that's always good to hear. Glad you're busy and you are making some major moves. I watched your video and been following you online, buying back the block. Hello. The keys open doors. I was like, yes, I'm so here for it. But I feel like your story, you've proven that everything big always starts small. And with your fashion brand, it originally started out as a t-shirt line.
yes.
So yeah, so knowing what you know now and building this multifaceted empire, is there anything you would have done differently when you were first starting out?
Yes, I would have not sold out. I feel like that was the major lesson that I had to learn, and that was in 2015. I was making money, but I wasn't seeing it. And I had to learn. My dad taught me. My dad was a hustler, but he was a street hustler. And he's in prison. I had went to visit him one day in prison, and I'm like, I'm making money, but I don't see it. And he was like, tell me your process. So I had told him, I said, when I order shirts, I sell out all the time. He said, that's your problem. You're selling out. So he's like, how long does it take you to get new merchandise? I was like, it takes about 3 weeks to get my shirts made. He said, so in those 3 weeks that that you sold out, you don't have any money coming in. And because you don't have money coming in, those 3 weeks, all you're doing is spending money. So therefore, you're not seeing money. And that was the game changer for me, because literally after that, I started to watch it build. So that life lesson taught me a lot. And it's as simple as that.
Right. Wow. That's amazing. I didn't even think about it like that, because usually people, they want you, like, you want your merchandise to sell out. But then,
Right.
like you said, that 3-week waiting process, you're like, how are we gonna figure this out? Okay,
Right.
Dad. With the life lessons. And how would you say you've been able to successfully establish your identity as a fashion designer?
I think just being true to myself. Like literally, like some people would see me and they would say, like, I'm not a fashion girl, or Milano Di Rouge isn't like a real fashion design brand, because I don't physically cut and sew garments. Like I don't physically do it. I have a manufacturer. So like just being true to myself and my vision, and not letting other people taint my thoughts. Like I am a fashion designer, I am a creative, I am a businesswoman, and just hearing my own voice and not allowing others to distract that. I think that's what allowed me to stay true.
Well, okay, I have a question about that, just in terms of not allowing the outside critics to get into your head. But has there ever been a moment when you've been your own worst self-critic? And if so, how did you overcome that?
I think right now I am my own worst critic. So literally, and I tell my team that this is our new mantra: if it ain't broke, fix it anyway. So I am my worst critic. I don't beat myself up, but I know that it's always room for improvement. So literally, like I know that we have like really great sweatsuits. Our quality is amazing. And it took me time to get there. But now it's like, how can we make it better? You know? I'm always thinking about what's next. And sometimes it prevents me from enjoying the actual moment, but I do think that helps to keep the momentum alive and keep me fully focused and wanting more for the brand. I never get too content, because of my mantra is like, what's next?
Right. Well, speaking of what's next, 10 years from now, what will the brand? What are you envisioning?
10 years, I don't know. So typically my personality is whatever I can do in 10 years, I can do it in 2. So I'm not sure where we're going to be in 10, but in 2, I just know that I really want people to see my brand, Milano Di Rouge. I want it to be aligned with the Off-Whites. I want it to be aligned with the Heron Prestons and the Amiris of the world, because I feel like our quality is equally as good, and I put so much effort and time into it. And honestly, the morning that Virgil passed away, I was literally just telling my mom, like, Mom, I want Milano Di Rouge to be seeing how these men designer streetwears are. Like, I don't know why, wow, like what's the struggle for me? And then literally probably like 2 hours later, we seen it. And I'm like, Mom, look, he passed away. Like, it's so sad, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious. You're always on. And like you said earlier when we started the call, you're busy. You have so much going on in your head. So what does a day of self-care look like for you? Do you
A
enjoy a
day-
day of self-care?
Yeah, a day of self-care looked like going to the nail salon, soaking my feet in the pedicure. And that's like self-care for me, or just being able to watch a movie and like with my phone down, like just being in tune to the movie, or sitting on the couch eating some potato chips. Like my self-care moments, it may seem little to anybody else, but it's like will really bring me peace, you know?
It's always those little moments. And it doesn't
It's
matter
the
what everybody else. Yeah.
And before the pandemic, like my self-care would be me literally going to the movies by myself, just
Really?
getting my time out. Yes. And people will be like, she not only know, like I need my time. I'm not going to talk to you anyway because I'm gonna be on my phone or anything. So I just want to.
Right. Decompress just for a second. So growing up, is this something that you envisioned for your life? Was this something like you always wanted to step into the role of entrepreneurship and being a fashion designer and creating opportunities for other women?
Honestly, growing up, I really didn't know what it was that I wanted to do. I just knew the woman that I wanted to be. And I wanted to be a fly woman that was about her business and about her money. And I just see myself being like all that I can imagine, you know? I never dreamed of being a fashion designer. I never dreamed of this lifestyle. It sort of just happened. I started doing hair, and I was a mediocre hairstylist, and my client, she was leaving to move to Vegas, and she was like, "I'm going to miss our talks. Can you start a blog?" And from my blog, I would blog about love, dating, and fashion advice. And then 3 months later, I started Milano Di Rouge. But everything that I picked up during that time, it was like me doing photo shoots, me taking pictures, the actual pictures, me recording, me styling, me doing hair. All of that kind of led up to this. And in Milano Di Rouge, I sort of have a role in all of that.
That's crazy how each step of the process, even though you didn't see it then, but it helps you with the bigger process, like the bigger picture. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's
Not
like
crazy.
God prepared me.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, definitely prepared you. And so who were some of the women growing up, or who are some of the women even now that you look up to, admire?
So growing up, like I grew up in a single family home. It was just me, my mom, and my sister. And I seen my mom make sacrifices. She dropped out of school in high school because she had my sister, and she went back and got her GED, and she went to nursing school, and she became a registered nurse. So seeing her do that and watching her make sacrifices, like my mom used to be going to school from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then work from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. So, and that was like a 4 year, just seeing her do that for 4 years straight and not give up. So me seeing that allowed me to know that I can do anything. I can make anything happen. Only thing stopping me is me, you know?
Yes. Can we pause a second and talk about how you and your sister look exactly alike? I thought y'all were the same person. I was like, sister, wait, what?
I'm much taller. I'm 5'6" and she like 5'2".
Oh, that's so funny. I want to switch gears quickly, and I want to ask about motherhood. Now, what advice can you offer to new moms who may be dealing with postpartum, or new moms who are just trying to learn how to navigate this new normal of motherhood?
My advice so literally when I was pregnant, I researched everything, right? I was afraid that I would have postpartum. So I researched ways to be able to handle it and how to identify the signs and everything. But thank God I didn't get it. But I will say, like, literally don't forget who you are. A lot of times people lose sight of who they are when they do have kids or when they are pregnant. It's like their whole world ends. But to me, I think your world just begins. You just got a new purpose and you got a new motivation, you know? Don't lose sight of your dreams and your goals. And I think you got to accept yourself at every size. And I feel like I wish I'd done more of showing that when I was going through the process of losing my baby weight. I became a little bit like behind the scenes because I wasn't happy with what I look like, you know? I felt like I should have talked more about that so I can empower other women through that, you know?
But I feel like you are in a sense now, even though you didn't do it then, but now with your Mominaire Club and your Womaneer Club, I love the mission behind both of those. So yeah, what's next for those two brands?
Oh, a lot. I have so much Like that brand right there, those are my babies. And those literally like reflect my life. So as I'm growing, I want my Mama Club to grow. And like, I want to do therapy sessions with different therapists to come on and speak to moms that have postpartum, speak to moms about dealing with your sons and how to talk to people, even get doctors and nurses to come on and talk to our Mama Club. So I have so much in store for that, but it's just, it's a journey, just really executing all of your vision, you know?
It is, yes, it is. But I feel like you're at the right, place, right moment right now, because it's something that's much needed. So even just building that platform and just talking to your audience, just how you have been, is just amazing in itself. So it'll naturally, progress. And how has your hometown of Philly shaped you into the woman you are today? I know you're Philly proud, so.
My hometown, it shaped me to be a hustler, like, and not take no for an answer. Like, we are tough. And I feel like a lot of the things that made us tough is because we use laughter. We use, like, we've been through, I come from the hood, so I've seen a lot of stuff. And the only thing that really helped is just being able to laugh and make jokes about it. So in Philly, we bit about a lot of stuff, and that was like our coping mechanism. So it just gave me the strength I need to be able to accept and deal with different things. Like, when I started Milano Di Rouge, it was different. Like, Philly is a tough place, like it's a tough place, but they're going to be proud of you, but they're going to make you tough before you can even, like, you can't really boast too much because they're going to humble you right back down, but so it really made me strong.
Yeah, my brother-in-law is actually from Philly, and his daughter, my niece, they live in Florida, but they just got her a dog, and she named the dog Philly Pride.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's so cute. And so how do you balance motherhood and your personal well-being?
It's so funny. My son was literally just on the glass like this, trying to not, well, I'm doing my interview and I'm trying not to look, but I look at it as more so I had an interview probably in March, right? And I was explaining how I handle motherhood and work. And the girl that was interviewing me, she was like, you know what? You're not balancing it. You harmonizing it. You making it all flow together. She was like, because when you think about balance, you're not steady. You're like literally trying to make it work. But when I see you and I just see you in action with your son, it's just like a flow. And that's what I do. I try to make everything flow. Like, I know my schedule is really busy and it's really tedious, but in order for me not to be stressed out and overwhelmed, I just make it go. Like, I'm feeding my baby while I'm in a meeting, I'm trying to play peekaboo while I'm still paying attention, and I'm not missing a beat because I'm literally making everything harmonized together.
You know what? That interviewer brought up a very good point, because also, like she said, I'm thinking about balancing too, and just go with the flow, harmonize, merge it together. Okay. And then
because it's never going to be perfect, So why just be like, oh my God, I got to get this right? It's just like, we're going to get through this, We're going to get through this day. It's going to be a lot, but we're going to get through this day,
Yeah, we're going to figure it out, and we might have to merge a few things, but we're going to make it happen.
Yeah, we're going to let it flow.
Let it flow. And this is actually my last question. So what does unconditional self-love look like for you on a daily basis?
Unconditional self-love look like to me just accepting myself for who I am. Like, even though I know I have flaws, and even though it's things that I want to be better in, it's like, I'm accepting me at this very moment. I'm loving myself through it, and no one can tell me differently. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and remember who you are, like God made me for a reason. And even though certain things aren't right, this is a testament to other people that they can get through it, So just loving myself through everything.
No, well, thank you. Look, thank you for your transparency with that. Just, and I feel like it's going to help other women, especially, because when you see your Instagram, it's just like, oh, so put together, everything is just going. But like you said, you just opened up about everything don't always work out how it's supposed to be, but we're going to make it work. We're going to make it flow. Some days, I'm better at something than other days, but we'll just figure it out. So, yeah. And even speaking about when you were right after you had your baby and you weren't really feeling your full self, I feel like that's just very, inspirational for other women. Like, it's okay, girl, embrace it. The baby weight is gonna come off. So yeah.
Right. And it got to the point where I wanted to get surgery. Like, at first I said, I'm gonna work out because I wanted like prove to other girls that they can do it. And then it got to the point where it's like, no, I want my stomach to be flat. And the thing was, when I tried to go get it, the doctor said, oh, you can't get this because you have visceral fat. I'm like, what is visceral fat? They was like, it's around your organs. You have to work this out. So I had no choice but to get back and work it out. So it just was another motivation for me, you know, like, and it proves to women that you can do it. I mean, I'm not opposed to someone getting snatched back, but I couldn't do it. So you definitely can work it out. And if you really want to lose the weight, you just got to be dedicated to doing it, you know?
And it's a mindset too.
It's a mindset, yeah. Because if you truly want something, like, I'd rather not complain about it. I'd rather just, if I want it, I'm gonna just make it happen, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, quick question. I know I said that was my last question, but you brought up some. Now, what is visceral fat? Now, what is that?
I had to figure it out. I said, what is visceral fat? So literally, so it's more so like most fat is on the outside of your organs, right? And that's the typical fat. So literally, when the doctor did a consultation like this with me, and he said, squeeze. And I said, he's like, this is internal fat. I said, no, I'm coming into your office so you can see in person, because this is outside fat. So he was like, no. So he showed me a chart, and it's just fat around like your kidneys. The fat is literally around all of your organs instead of on the outside layer of it. So the outside layer, it could be cut, but the inside layer, he said, you're gonna cut your organs. I'm like, really? That's my alternative. So he was like, the good thing about visceral fat is you can lose it faster.
Oh,
it's easier to lose. So that's why once I started really working out, it was easy to lose. But you know what I did? I really did the treadmill 1 hour a day, 3 miles. And that really helped lose a lot of weight. 1 hour a day, 3 miles. And I only did 3 days a week.
3 days a week, 1 hour. And did you do like inclines, like back and forth?
I did. So what I did was a sprint. I'm scared of the treadmill because I fell on it twice when I was a kid, but I did a sprint. I would do a 1 minute sprint and like every 15-minute increments. So that really will bring up your energy levels, your heart rate. Yeah.
And also, I hope you know that part was for me.
No, it's not. Even if you wanted to share it, I know it was for you, but I don't even mind if you share it because it can help someone else.
Okay, well, this was so great. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. And congratulations on everything. We are all rooting for you. So proud of you and so happy for you.
Thank you. And I think you were a great interviewer because you made it so natural for me. So good job.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
You too. Take care.
Bye.